G'day everybody and welcome back. Yes, it's been a while. So I've noticed for some time now a little bit of backlash in the drive line when you roll off the throttle or get on the throttle, and it's fairly obvious that it's the Cush drive, which is better than the alternative. I thought it might have been flogged out on the spline on the front sprocket, but that's fine. So I've had this wheel in and out that many times I kind of feel obliged to shake it all about. Had new tyres fitted. While they were being fitted, I asked the mechanic just to pop the sprocket carrier out and tell me whether or not it's the pins or the bushes or a combination of both that were worn. He came back and said, no, it's definitely the pins. So I ordered new pins. They arrived. I was just waiting for an opportunity to fit them, and then I picked up a screw in this tyre. So I thought, oh, well, I'll pull the wheel out and I'll send it to the bike shop and get them to peel the rubber off, fit a mushroom plug, refit it and balance it. And when I did that, I pulled the sprocket carrier off and I realised it wasn't actually the bloody pins that were worn at all, it was the bushes. In fact, one of them is even missing the steel sleeve out of the centre of it. So I ordered new bushes. They've now arrived and I'm just going to replace the lot. And while we're in there, we'll fit some new wheel bearings. So I guess if you've come this far, and you're thinking of doing this job yourself, you probably already know how to get the back wheel out. So I didn't bother filming it, but for the uninitiated, you simply take a 30mm socket, place it on this nut, loosen the rear axle, then you loosen the two adjusting screws, back them off. Then you slide the back wheel forward, and then you peel the chain off the sprocket, and then you knock the axle out and withdraw it, and then voila, your wheel's out. So that brings us to here. So in order to, I've got to be honest, I've never replaced one of these types of Cush drive bushes before, so I'm hoping this all goes fairly smoothly. So in order to facilitate it, I've knocked up a tool to extract them. Just bored out a piece of pipe that will fit over there. I have machined a little, well, thicker washer that locates in that piece of pipe, and I machined a thick washer for the other end of this threaded bar, and that'll fit up from the other side, and the plan is to just basically jack the bushes out. So we might do that. I don't know what the access is like down in there, but I'm going to try and slip this guy down in. This could be a bit of a nuisance. I might have this too big. Let's have a fiddle, shall we? Alright, that was actually a little bit trickier than what I thought. I've had to juggle it around to get it in there, but it's in there now. So hopefully looks like it's going to work okay. With a bit of luck, this will come out fairly easily. If not, we've got some other tricks up our sleeve. All right. Ooh, fell to go. Something's happening. And now the whole thing's turning. It's not moving. I think this lousy bloody M10 all thread has just let go on me. Which would be awkward. Cheap ass crap. Yeah, the nuts just let go on it, and that makes it really awkward now. Oh. Hopefully I can get this nut off the top, because the one inside there is going to be difficult to unscrew. It's just stripping. Alright, hang on. I'll be right back. Alright, take two. found an M10 by 120mm stainless bolt. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too difficult. If this is going to be a pain in the arse, I might have to put a bit of heat in it, and I've got to get the bushes back in yet. The new bushes back in yet. Of course. I'm thinking that washer I've got in the back is too big. Alright, let's it shouldn't be, I think it's trying to break the wheel. I think this is too big. It's actually a nut off a cam nut off my SS 900 SS. Oh, that was definitely hitting on there, I reckon, because there's a lot more bolts sticking through now. Hopefully it won't be as onerous. in my defence, it's difficult to see down in there. Grease the threads up so that we don't gall up the stainless bolts too. Right. Whew. I'm wearing one of Craig's shirts today too, because I've noticed the boys have been wearing mine, so I thought I'd return the favour. Oh, except this bloke. He needs a fashion counsellor. Alright, this is going to take a while. I'll do the same process, I'll pull them all out and then we'll come back. Alright, that went okay. So I've got some new bushes here from Wayne Patterson's Motorcycle Centre in Bunbury, Western Australia. Thank you very much, Todd. Hopefully they'll just screw in there as easily as they came out. Let's give it a go. So that worked. Same again, I'll fit the other 5 and then we'll be back. Alright, so that's the last of them in. And all the skanky old ones can go in the bin. So now I think I'll pop these wheel bearings out and replace those, and then I'll deal with the sprocket carrier. Rightio, this is the same way I always try and do this, and try and belt that camera. Now you can just use a drift to knock these out, but I prefer this method because the drift tends to kick the bearing sideways. And you can heat them, of course, all those different methods. They feel pretty good, really, but we'll put new ones in while we're at it. Don't worry, it's not laying on the brake rotor. Right, back wheel done. Sprocket carrier. There's a spacer. Those bearings need changing. Alright, I'll take the sprocket off. I'll just give all this a wash and I'll be back. Alright, all washed up. So I've got all washed up. Everything clean. Sprocket carrier, we want to replace the pins. New bearings. Now these pins are a left-hand thread. And there's a Allen key hex socket fitting on the other side. Good chance I'll have to heat this up to melt Loctite, but we'll see how we go. Just going to grab this in the vise and give it a crack anyway. See if they're super tight or whether they'll move easily. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, except in this case. Yeah. You know what I've done, or what I haven't done? I've left the torque settings at home. The specs, I didn't bloody think to check. So these will just be done up tight with Loctite. I don't have a left-hand thread to clean those threads out, so a little bit of heat and a bit of compressed air, and fingers crossed and hope for the best. Right. Last one. Right. Let's remove the bearings. Got a press over there, but I think these will tap out okay. These are just 6006s, and the ones in the wheel is just 6005s. The bearing numbers. Alright. Whack our sprocket on. And again, I don't have the torque settings. So I'll just I'll do this when I'll do the torque settings when I get home and I go to fit this thing. That'll do for now until I get the right torque settings. Righto. Let's see how it feels in the wheel. Okie dokie. Now the manual says to put some grease on these pins, so I'll do that again when I'm at home. Happy days. So new pins, new Cush drive bushes. Thank you to Todd Patterson at Wayne Patterson's Motorcycle Centre in Bunbury, Western Australia. That's bloody great. Fantastic. Alright. So I'm going to go home and refit this wheel now. It's the reverse of when you remove it, with the application of the right amount of torques on the sprocket nuts sprocket retaining nuts, the rear axle, and even the two little adjusting screws. After you've torqued up the axle, you need to put about 8 Newton meters or something on them just so they don't rattle loose. A little bit of grease on the axle, a little bit of grease on the axle nut, a little bit of grease on these pins, and Bob's your uncle. Hey, it's good to be back. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I will catch you next time on Andy's Motorcycle Obsessions. Bye for now.